Sicilian from the Devil's Blood, and we are in Dublin at the Pint. In general, what inspires me to make music is Satan, is the devil, is darkness, night, misery, love, passion, despair, joy, all the things that make me human without discriminating between them. I think I was around 12 when I got my first guitar, and I started playing around the same time, getting lessons, and then after a few years I decided that playing in a band was the only thing that I found interesting at all. And well, basically I haven't looked back since. I've been playing in bands since I was about 14 years old. Sometimes it's extremely difficult, and sometimes it's really easy. The easy part is the fact that we have very little need for communication verbally to let each other know what we are feeling and what we are thinking. I think brothers and sisters sometimes have an almost telepathic link to each other, which we can use. The negative sides is that we give each other absolutely no quarter. So we always tend to fight a lot and to argue a lot and to rip into each other a lot. The scene in Netherlands, I don't know, I never felt us as being part of any scene, and I haven't really followed new music in a good way. Of course, there are some bands that we do appreciate and sometimes play with. For instance, bands like Oerfaust from Holland, and a band like Orange Sunshine. Not necessarily because of the music they make, but more because we are friends and because we have some kind of bond or spiritual connection with these people. There are several other individuals and bands that do good things, and there's still quite some shows, but me, as speaking for myself, I hardly ever go out to concerts anyway, and I almost don't buy records anymore, so no.
Well, what's the reason?
There is not enough music that I actually find interesting. I'm one of those people who uses the internet as a buffer, as a filter, downloading stuff first, listening to it, and if I decide it's good enough to buy, then buy it later. And this has made me a little bit more critical about what I buy and what I don't buy. Of course, because I'm a musician, I don't have any money, ever. And so, yeah, when I get the chance to buy a record, it has to be something really worthwhile, and I think I buy about maybe 4 records a year, maximum.
What was the last record you bought?
The last record I bought was from a French band called Diapsychir from Paris. The album is called Anti. It's released on End All Life Records, Norma Evangelium Diaboli in Paris, in Poitiers. And that for me was the best record I have heard in a few years. It's very interesting and depraved, sick combination of beautiful melodies and quite insane topics. So that's something that I think people should definitely check out. Last concert I went to was Manowar in Holland, when they were playing the first album integrally, and that was pretty cool. Yeah. That is going to be extremely cliched. I think I'd have to say liquor, Thin Lizzy, and potatoes. I think the thing that I have wanted to do for the longest time is move away from Holland, actually, and that seems to be quite difficult, especially with the band doing as good as it's doing. It makes sense to have a base of operations that is, you know, close to the other musicians. I would, I think when this is over, when the band is quitting or at least on a lower activity level, I would probably start traveling the world, but not as a musician, but just as a person, and experience more and see more than I've already seen. Because as I just told you earlier, the touring experience for a band is you know, it's great fun, and we have, you know, we enjoy ourselves tremendously. But the main thing you see is the inside of a club, the inside of a backstage, the inside of an airport, and the inside of a bus terminal. And everything else, you know, the country, the people, the art, the culture, the music is a little bit more difficult to experience. And just speaking for myself, that's something that I would like to do later. Thank you for the interview. We urge all the viewers of this interview to go out to the stores and buy our records, come to our rituals, participate in any way that they seem fit, and till next time we meet.